Let's bring in Doug Gottlieb, Fox Sports radio host, Fox Sports college basketball analyst. Hi, Doug. How are you?
I'm well, Dan. Glad you're healthy. Glad the man cave. I know you're manning the man cave by yourself, but good to see you.
It's fun to be able to actually shoot basketball. That's like to have at least a place where you can go. And I love shooting basketball by myself. So this is a perfect time for me. I don't have to share the ball, and I see the basketball hoop in the background there with you.
Yeah, well, listen, because I performed so poorly in the old man cave, this is not just for me to be able to compete with you in the man cave. That's the only reason that I talked to Dr. Dish and I bought this thing so I can constantly get shots up. Yesterday was a good day. And I'll be ready next time I get the call to come to Connecticut.
Wait, now you're working on your shot? Isn't it late?
Yes, actually, it's so funny. So funny. My son was like, Dad, yesterday we do sets of make 50, and it took me like 86 to make 53s, whatever. And so he's like, Dad, you're on fire today. I was like, yeah, don't tell anybody that now I'm working. Now I'm making shots. That's the whole thing. When it doesn't matter, anybody can make shots when it doesn't matter, right?
Poor Eddie Sutton. Yeah, he's probably going, no, now Doug cares about his jump shot.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't have taken him so long to get in the Hall of Fame if I didn't make a damn jump shot.
All right, let me start with the G League here. And Coach Calipari is among some of the coaches who've talked about this as, this is going to be bad. You're going to have thousands of kids who are going to envision this. What do you think is the real here with the G League, with these kids coming out of high school just wanting to go be a professional basketball player?
Well, look, I think what Coach Cal is saying is 100% accurate. It's not the 5 kids that were going to go overseas and didn't want to go to college. Those kids aren't the problem. The problem is the 100 other kids that think they're one of the top 5 kids. And so are they going to do the work, right? To put themselves in position to go to college if the G League thing doesn't work out. Additionally, I've had so many people say, like, man, we need the baseball system. Like, do people understand how many people wash out of the baseball system? Yeah. And by the way, those baseball guys, they may get a good payment up front, but once you become a Major League Baseball player, you don't really get paid until your 4th or 5th year, become arbitration eligible. So it's just a completely different system. You know me, Dan, maybe I'll die on this hill. There's nothing wrong with going to college. And I actually think that, you had Roy Williams on, and he was great. But had Michael Jordan not gone to North Carolina, would he be Michael Jordan? And again, we don't know. There's no control group there, right? And while the age-old line is Dean Smith's the only guy to be able to hold Michael Jordan below 20 points, it was all of those other things that Michael Jordan learned to do. And then once he got to the NBA, now his true gifts and skill came out, along with the fact that he defended. He was a good teammate. He knew how to live on his own. He knew how to be a good, he had gone through the maturity stage where you're away from home, but you're not that far away from home, like when he was in Chapel Hill. Like, I think all of these things are important. So, look, this is what the NBA is going to try. I don't understand how you're going to sign up for a massive money loser, right? Like, that's the big thing. And if we look around sports, minor league baseball, 40 minor league baseball organizations are losing their affiliations. This is a money loser for the NBA. I don't like the academy system because while it may refine a guy's skill for the NBA, it doesn't teach him the value of winning, of dominating guys at your age. It doesn't allow you to play in front of crowds. There's a bunch of stuff you're missing. And so I don't love it, but I guess it's what's going to happen. And I wonder how many kids they're going to take and how many other kids it affects because they think they're one of the elite kids.
Well, it's supply and demand. You can have aspirations to play in the G League and make that money, but that somebody has to take you. It's, how many guys have the aspirations to play in the NBA? There's only so many roster spots there, only so many kids who are going to get this special deal. I'm fine with it. I applaud it. If you want to be a professional player and this is a gap year, get paid for it, and I can have professionals working with you on and off the court, and that's what you want to do, then don't take up a roster spot in college.
No, no. Listen. This is the dirty little secret that no one will admit is this has been there for high school kids since they started the back when it was the D League.
Yeah.
You were allowed to go straight from high school to the D League. The difference was the level of compensation, right? And don't start with me with the, well, not you, just the, well, they can go and they're going to pay for their education. First of all, none of these kids are going to go to college. Second of all, once they get done playing, if they want to go to college, you may be able to pay for them to go to college, but they can't get in. They can't get in because, as you know, having kids that have gone through college, how difficult it is to get in on your own because they'll be on their own. So this is simply becoming a professional. This is what we've had a lot of pundits like Jay Billis say, hey, this should be available. Now everything will be available for these kids, and let's see if it actually makes, one, the product better, and two, it makes the kids better. I do think Jason Whitlock brought this up. You remember Steve Kerr wrote a piece back when he was a broadcaster about how he thinks it's bad for the product. That's one of the things that's missing here. Is that it is bad for the product, because when guys are one and done or none and done, and you don't have the promotion of the NCAA tournament, we don't know who they are. There's no following for kids. You can tell me they're YouTube sensations or whatever, but when we watch guys, and you remember when Pat Ewing came to the pros, everyone knew who Pat Ewing was. All these guys became household names because of the NCAA tournament, because of college basketball. And so you're losing that promotion factor that all the major networks buy into. I think there's a lot of things that are going to get lost in it. And I guess we'll just have to wait and see how it works, if it pans out. And if there are, I mean, half the NBA stars are late bloomers. What happens to those guys? And do we lose any sort of value with college basketball?
Hey, it's great to talk to you, as always. Great job on the afternoons there on the Fox Sports Radio lineup. Do you want to try to hit a shot right now on TV?
Ooh, can I do that? Let's see here.
Yeah, can you position your camera? And let's see. Doug Gottlieb joining us from a very wealthy neighborhood here.
Oh, yeah. That's it. By the way, just the Cavs did double team Jordan on the inbound pass.
Poorly.
I mean, look, go back and watch. Michael Jordan used his hands.
He pushed off.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I know,
yes.
But I can't let him have the ball. And if I let him have the ball, he's got to have. No, he's got to get in the backcourt.
You can't go in the backcourt in the NBA rules, I don't believe, at the time. So yes, you're right. Full face guard denial. Don't let him get the basketball. Larry Nance and Craig Elo. There's a lot to get into there. I agree with you that there's some revisionist history. All right, so how do I'm gonna turn this thing around to show that I'm making?
Are you delaying your shot?
No.
Okay.
I am not. So you gotta.
Would have hoped you had a little better setup there.
I gotta do this with one hand. My son's still in bed. Ready? Oh, that's short. Wait. Let's get one more. Oh, this is a.
Here we go.
There we go.
Doug slanted driveway.
Yeah, the slanted driveway, though, it's going to help him with his arch on his shot. I made that, by the way, just so you know.
No, I saw
made the second one, missed the first one, 50%, like my free throw, like my free throw percentage. Hey, one last thing, Dan. You have to go. You have to go, but we have to stop this nonsense about the Packers somehow disrespecting Aaron Rodgers. They gave him more money than any player in the history of the sport just last year. They can't cut him or trade him for at least 2 years, probably 3 years. All they did was protect themselves so that when Aaron Rodgers ages, as he's begun to do, they have the heir apparent because they're never going to draft in the top 10 because Aaron Rodgers is that good. That's it.
If you want me to help your son shooting, I'd be more than happy to send some videos, maybe a Zoom chat.
Yeah, we do a Zoom chat, little YouTube later. I mean, a FaceTime later today. I mean, you have time on your hands, right?
I'd be more than happy to do a tutorial with your son.
What's your hourly rate?
It's a master's class, just like Steph Curry did. It's the same thing. This is just to give back to the kids, Doug. It's not about money, Doug. It's just giving back to the kids.
He's available after his in-house school a little bit later on today.
By the way, that being said, it's $1,000 an hour.
$1,000 an hour.
Yeah.
All right, put on my tab.
Thank you, Doug. That's Doug Gottlieb.